Welcome to another edition of Through the Fire in the SBN Small Business Network podcast. I am your host, Ryan Wickline. And recently I went to a practice, was invited to a practice, and just what the coach said just got me thinking, self-reflecting a lot on some things. So first thing he said when these kids came in there was, we have a standard here. And if you're not going to live up to that standard, you're not going to put in the work that's required, then you're wasting the coach's time, the other kids in here's time, your parents' time and money, and you will not be asked to come back. And I was just like, wow, did he just really say that? I was like, man, I love it. Because not too many people are talking like this anymore. And that's why society has gone downhill so bad. Like, I think all of you guys can agree, we all have those coworkers at work. You're like, how are these guys, do these guys, people even still have a job? Like, really, how do they have a job? They barely show up to work. They don't do anything. They're on their phone all day. Like, wow, how do these guys have a job, yet we have to do more of the work because these guys are lazy and nothing said to them, right? Well, the only way we can change this is start when the people are younger. Because a lot of the people now, they're lost causes. So anyways, him saying this just had me thinking like, wow, man. But it didn't stop there. What he said did not just stop there. He consistently tells everyone every time, how you do one thing is how you do everything, right? How you do one thing is how you do everything, right? That's your standard. Are you going to rush through things and half-ass it? Or are you going to approach everything to the best of your ability and give everything you have? Take your time and do the things right. Do the little things right. Because if you don't do the little things right, I'm here to tell you, the big things aren't ever going to happen. God will never give you the big things if you can't even do the little things right. You're not even going to be prepared to do the big things. So when the opportunity comes, you'll fail at it miserably because you can't even take care of the little things. So that standard, like just hearing him talk about that had me self-reflecting for like a couple weeks. Was like, wow, man, I think I'm in the right place. I'm around the right people who I want to be around to talk to. Like, I'd run through a wall for you just hearing you talk like that because nobody talks like that anymore, especially younger coaches. I'm like, this guy's going to be a great head coach one day. And I'll say it now, he's going to be a marvelous head coach one day because he gets it. He gets it that there's a standard to everything you do. Champions are champions way before they ever win. And it's in how they approach life. I mean, and that's how I understand that from my own personal perspective, why a lot of people, like, I can't even be around them. And like a lot of kids I've worked with, they drop off from me because my standard's too high. And some people be like, man, you should really lower your standards for these other kids to take them with you. I'm like, I'm not meant for everybody. I'm not going to lower my standards for somebody else so hopefully that they can rise up. No, I was created for a definite purpose to help the ones who want to come up with me come up and elevate. If you don't want to come up, sink or swim. I mean, that's the way I was always taught. You either sink or swim. Like, and that's how it is in the workforce. Like, we're training these kids, and what most coaches don't understand out there, athletic coaches, you're training these kids and how you have them practice and compete. You're training them for the workforce. Like, I've been in these rooms with some of these people and like at some of these practices with some of these coaches. I'm like, really? This is it? This is all you're doing? It's like, well, if we work them too hard, they'll quit. Like, let them quit. You're only as strong as your weakest link. Same goes in the workforce, your business, anything like that. Are you going to lower your standards for a body? Like, really, I mean, are you going to lower what your standards are for a body? You're going to pay them money to come there and just pretty much steal from you. Because that's what I look at. They're just coming there to steal, get money, and just hand them money to do nothing. It's like, you have an obligation as a coach, an educator, parents especially. I mean, it might hurt some feelings here, but you all have those coworkers. You're like really? Like, raise the standards on how you approach things with your kids. Teachers, raise the standards of how you teach these kids. Quit sending them out to the workforce and for everybody else to have to deal with. Quit passing them along and saying, hey, let's lower all of our standards just to appease you and to appease other parents. It's like, that's not how things work. That's why society has gone so downhill, that we want to appease everybody else instead of saying, hey, this is what's expected of you. You either rise up or you're gone. Like, I remember when I first started working construction, it was marvelous back then, because you would see people get fired. They would come on the job, they wouldn't hack it, and they were gone. Nowadays, like, I went out there on a couple job sites not even a year ago, and they got people on there who can't even freaking barely walk and chew bubble gum at the same time. It's like, well, we need bodies. It's like, they just stand there on their phone. Why? So we got to pick up the slack because they don't want to work. It's like, really? So enough with that rant, but it's all on how you approach things, okay? So a lot of people say, you don't have to be talented to do the little things right. It's not just about talent. It's about, can you show up on time? Can you give me 100% every day? Are you accountable for your mistakes, or do you sit there and blame everybody else for why you're losing? I mean, I see this all the time with kids. And a lot of it goes back to coaches, parents, teachers, and everything of, well, we lost because of this. No, you didn't. You lost because you were unprepared. You didn't get the kids ready. Quit blaming it on injuries, on anything else for any other reason. Is you lost because you didn't get the kids prepared. Period. And I will say that again. I can't stand watching coaches talk about why they lost and blame it on anybody else but themselves. It's like, you lost because of you. And as soon as you take accountability for your actions and say, hey, this is unacceptable, we're going to make the changes to win, then you'll start winning. And until then, you're never going to win. It's like, it's the same thing as like in the Garden of Eden, right? Adam and Eve both sinned. What did Adam do? He pointed at Eve. Eve pointed at Adam. God said, oh, you're both wrong. See ya. It's like, no accountability. Instead of saying, hey, I'm at fault. And she goes, I'm at fault. No, problems would have been solved. But no, everybody wanted to blame everybody else and for the mistakes. It's like, no, accountability is huge with me. So the reason I'm talking about this today is I've been dealing with this a lot with a lot of the athletes I work with. Like, the one thing, because we're in the off-season training and, we're not in the middle of season, and we're training for our summer and spring goals, and practices are kind of grueling, like barely only practicing like 2-3 times a week. And then a lot of running, conditioning, and lifting on the side. But all I'm hearing out of them is, yeah, when it's time to go, we just kind of go through the motions. And it's like, no, that is not the right way to approach anything. The way to approach it and be successful, and for me as a coach to get the best out of them, I have to hold them to a higher standard of how they approach everything. And this was ingrained in me as a kid. Like, I could never thank my coaches growing up enough. Like, my family, my brothers included, the standard they held me to was very, very high. And I also had a high standard for myself too. But they held us to a high standard. Like, you were going to do the little things and you were going to work your butt off and do it. It was how you approached everything. Is how you approach everything in life. Could you go to class, go to school, give your 100% effort? Could you go to practice, give 100% effort? In your family life, were you kind in everything to your parents? Like, all those things apply to your standard, how you approach everything. That's your code you live by, your morals, your, just your standard of everything about you. You're your own brand. And I'm here to tell you, like, anybody who thinks about going to go do college athletics, like, coaches look at how you approach practices, like, big time. They don't, anybody can go show up on game day once a week. I mean, just because you're more talented than everybody else. A lot of coaches will see, we don't even watch the games when we know the talent disparities there. It's like, because we're not going to see anything. But when talent meets talent, how do you respond to it? And that all comes back to your preparation. How are you preparing for everything? So everything you do in life has to be a preparation with 100% effort, 100% attitude. Like, everything I do is focused on consistently getting better. And you're going to get 100% effort and attitude. 100% effort from me. My attitude's going to be on point. Hey, I might not want to be there, but guess what? You're not going to see that I don't want to be there. You're going to just get a smile from me. Some days might be a little bit harder for me to smile than others, but I'm going to give you 100% effort and give you as much as I have. Most days you're going to get 120 from me. I'm going to pour out everything I have and much more, because I'm going to put in the extra. Other days you might only get 100, maybe 95. I mean, but that's all I have to give. I mean, and that's how everybody should approach everything. Like, I talked with all these kids all the time about, they want to talk about how to build a better culture or become leaders. And the first thing I have to tell them, or even people in organizations that are looking to move up and become like managers or top executives, first thing I have to tell them is, hey, you have to be the change you want. Be the change. I will not follow you, and other people will not follow you if you can't lead yourself. So that's one of the biggest things I have to work with people is, hey, you have to raise your standard up and become the very best version of yourself. Continually grow, hold yourself accountable to become better. And from there, when you start having success, other people will want to follow you. And that's how it works. I mean, and that's how organizations change cultures. Like, from my own personal experience, that's how I went to other programs and we've changed the whole culture of everything, and they became successful. Was, hey, there's a standard. We expect to win. Like, I expect to go places and win. Like, I've been places where people, I can tell you, coaches, I tell you, they don't even want to win. And it's like, they tell you they want to win, and you're like, really? This is what you think's winning takes? I can tell you it's not. I mean, it's a whole nother level of commitment. Like, you have to want it. And if you're not willing to pay that price to go get it, then I don't want to even be around it. Like, I won't put my name. I tell people I won't put my name on something unless it aligns with my morals and values and my standard that I have. I just won't be around or associate with people, companies, anything like that, because I understand that I'm my own brand, and I won't degrade my name for anybody else. And I won't lower my standard for other people because they want to live a life of mediocrity and be average. I mean, if that's what you want, okay, do it. But that's not me. I wasn't created for that purpose. And I'll get into reasons why I know I'm not created for that later on when you get to hear some more of my stories. So people that don't really know my full story, like, it's pretty inspiring. And like the name says, I've been through the fire and I went through a lot of darkness, but came out better, all because of God's grace. So I want everybody to just approach this week and just do a little self-reflection on some things. of, hey, am I putting out the output that I want that's needed of me? Do I have more to give? Am I doing the little things right? Am I showing up on time? Do I have a good attitude? Am I taking accountability for my mistakes? Those little things. If you're doing that stuff right, good things will happen. Now, if you're not, guess what? You can change it. Each day is a new day to get better. Approach that. Be the change. For us to change society and to change the way everything's is right now, where all this shoddy work, where people are just going through the motions, and the work out there in a lot of industries is pretty horrible. Like, and wouldn't it pass back in the day, like when I was growing up, or even before that? Like, that's unacceptable. It should be unacceptable to our kids that we got coming up in the future and everything. Educators, coaches, bosses, managers, owners of companies, same thing. You should look at everything and be like, hey, are there changes that I can make here that will make this organization better? But like I said, it all starts with you. Everything starts with you. You have to be the change. Be the standard you want first, and then you can start implementing it to everybody else. And remember, to get what you want in life, you got to go through the fire.